Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Window Shopping, where we kind of take a look at an interesting architectural home on the market and talk about it. And I know I say this every week that I have something extra special, but one of the things I want to talk about for a second is affordability. And one of the narratives that has been out there is that if you don't have over $1 million to spend in Southern California, you are not going to get an interesting home to own. It will be something boring that has basic specifications and will not be interesting in any way. And that narrative is false. And today we're going to prove that because we have a listing that is listed at $750,000. So it is in fact well under $1 million, though I think it will get bid up a little bit because this house is pretty cool and I like where it is. And I can tell you a little bit more about the neighborhood. So this week we're bringing to you something that it really is a truly accessible entry-level single family home property, well under $1 million in a great neighborhood in Fullerton that I like a lot. And it is designed by a noted California architect as well. So I'm going to show the house, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. So here we go. This is 712 West Elm Avenue in Fullerton. This is in the Fullerton Forever neighborhood in Fullerton. It's actually not too far from downtown Fullerton. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,400 square feet in 1956. It's actually a pretty good sized house for that era. These feel very spacious, a lot of glass. And this is not our listing, but I have sold several homes in this neighborhood. I'm very familiar with these. This one is listed by James Bobbett of Reliance Real Estate Services. But as always, we would love to represent your interests as a buyer. So let's take a look for a second. In fact, I actually know James pretty well. We've crossed paths on a few transactions, and I really like that he did a black and white photo for the initial photo. So what do you see here when you look at the front of this house? You've got this cool shed style roof here, a carport and garage. If you're familiar with Eichler homes, you might think that that looks a little familiar to the design motif. It is. Windows, tight knit siding on the front. So some of these elements might look a little familiar to you, and I'm gonna talk about why for a second. So, not to take you away, but these houses have such a cool history to them. So, this home was built in 1956. All of the Eichlers in Orange County were built in 1960 or later. So this home essentially predates Eichler homes in Orange County. Now, sometimes these homes, which are called the Fullerton Forever homes, people will call them the Fullerton Eichlers, and that's technically not true, but there's a shred of truth to it, and I'm going to go through that. So back in the 1950s, Joseph Eichler, who was a developer and built Eichler homes all across California, realized that even though he was only building homes in Northern California at the time, that wouldn't it be cool if great home designs were more accessible and more buildable in other places. So he got this idea that he would hire one of the architects that he used for a lot of the Eichler designs. In this case, he hired the firm of Jones and Emmons, and basically these were designed by A. Quincy Jones. We know that for sure. And he hired these designers to come up with floor plans, and then he licensed them to other home builders as kind of like more of a mass market version of Eichler. So these particular homes in Fullerton were actually built by Pardee Homes, one of their earlier developments, and they were essentially built, the designs were licensed from Joseph Eichler, and they were designed by architect A. Quincy Jones, who's famous for not only a number of Eichler floor plans, but a number of very high profile custom estates in around the Los Angeles area for celebrities that were built in the 1950s and 60s. He also built a bunch out in Palm Springs too. So I'm trying to remember if it's one of Frank Sinatra's houses as an A. Quincy Jones. But there's more than a few A. Quincy Jones custom homes around. So back to it, and I'll kind of take you through what makes these homes so special. And you know, these things really give you a pretty big hit for the price point that they're at. I mean, they really punch above their weight in terms of architectural quality. So you've got kind of this cool front facade. I think I might change around the landscaping a little bit. Here's a color today version of this. Really just elegant lines to this house. I think kind of some, like I said, some landscaping optimization could do wonders. I mean, even in the beam and structural detailing in this home, you could tell that this was kind of the work of a master. carport area. And then you have this sort of front entry like this that's all glass around. You actually open up into a wall, which might seem like not a great idea, but this was a very creative way that A. Quincy Jones created a foyer without actually using that much space. Kind of a very modern interpretation of a foyer. Got this wall here. This is the living room. And I just want, to remember, this is 1956. So most tract homes in 1956 looked like what we call the Cinderella homes. Those are those homes you see all around Southern California, especially in Downey, where they have a little birdhouse in the eaves. They're kind of those ranch style houses with a bunch of little details, very compartmentalized, chopped up rooms. And then this is what you could have in the same period of time in these Fullerton Forever homes. Walls of glass, really just a great design. Here's kind of the head-on view. And this is a big living room. Like this isn't just a big living room by 1950s standards. This is a big living room, period. Now, originally in this floor plan, it was designed as a combination living room with a dining room. You'll even see over here, there's a light hanging from the ceiling because there was an original junction box for a table there. Most people have actually moved the dining room to the other side of the kitchen, and I'll show that to you in a second. The kitchen is through here, this little doorway. Here's this kitchen space, and you see they have this dining table set up, and this is what most people do. This kitchen is a very nice remodel, just not necessary for this house. I think I would use it for a couple of years and really think about the remodel I wanted to do. But look at all the glass that you have, even in this kitchen area. Kind of an efficient layout. And then this is that dining room space that's over here. Originally on the floor plan, this was actually like a family room den type space, and the dining room was incorporated into that large living room. But most people have converted it to this usage. You'll see you have vaulted ceilings. It looks like that one of the things they've done in this model is that they've drywalled the ceilings. Most of these homes actually do have exposed tongue and groove board underneath, or some of them do. In here, we've got one of these front bedrooms. So there's 3 bedrooms in this house. That front wing that you see with the shed roof, that's 2 of the bedrooms. We have a bath with what looks like the original tile in great shape, actually. And another bedroom here. And then you also have a larger primary bedroom with an ensuite bathroom as well on the back of the house. Even here, you've got these floor to ceiling windows, really revolutionary stuff from the 1950s. Again, an original shower with original kind of canary yellow tile, pretty cool. I'd actually find a way to maybe incorporate that. And then in the backyard, you kind of get a feel for this house and how it's designed, but you've also got a sparkling pool. And look at all the glass that you get, kind of this pergola piece over here. And then they extended this patio cover out. I'm not entirely sure I like how that's done. I might modify that a little bit, but really, this is just a cool house with a lot of glass and a lot of opportunity to make this a total showstopper. So I'm going to say this. If you're one of those people that has thought, I will never be able to buy something cool for under $1 million, I'm here to tell you, you are wrong. This is a cool house. And if you find a bunch of excuses to not want to call us and go look at this one, it means I know you're just making up excuses, because really, this is just a tremendous opportunity for an entry-level home buyer to get something super cool. Anyhow, that's pretty much it. That's all we've got. I know it's not a long video, but really, this size being right under 1,400 square feet, it gives you that little extra bit of room. These houses are a bit of a blank slate. There's a lot you can do with them, but they're still a manageable size, but they're not super expensive to do work on. And now you're in a neighborhood that, frankly, people are starting to realize how cool these houses are. You're on the upswing, and you're not too far from downtown Fullerton and restaurants and nightlife and all the things that it offers as well. So really appreciate you watching. If you really would like to go see this house, and we hope you do, we'd love to show it to you. Definitely reach out to us and we can make that happen for you. Or if you're looking at any other architectural homes, we'd be happy to help you with that in your Southern California housing adventures as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we will see you again real soon.